A whole bunch of St. George real estate is selling. Homes are selling.
And I mean, like,
how sellers are doing it actually in a pretty kind of a tough market, right?
yeah, definitely.
With elevated interest rates, certainly not the highest rates we've ever seen, and certainly not the highest rates we've seen in the last 2 years. As a matter of fact, the lowest rates we've seen in the last 2 years, which is a factor. But guys, today we're going to walk you through what we really call our ultimate home selling checklist. And a lot of sellers are approaching us and they're saying, yeah, I don't think I'm going to mess with it right now. It just doesn't seem like anyone's buying. And that could actually not be, could it be more untrue? It could be more untrue. As we say, that couldn't be more untrue, but it's not true.
Yeah, no, there's a lot actually selling.
Yeah, this is the St. George Real Estate Morning Drive. Jeremy Larkin here with Jesse Paul. We're live at the Larkin Group headquarters, downtown St. George, on the corner of Tabernacle and University, where we listen to a whole bunch of near accidents all day long, right from that corner. Mm-hmm. At that intersection. People are funny about their four-way stops.
They are.
They're angry if you don't let them through, and then they're angry when you do let them through. I pause there to think about, when when you're letting someone through, you're like, go, you can go, you can go. I was on the phone with Jen yesterday, and I did the you can go. And I'm like, go. She's listening. I'm like, go, sir, you can go. And then the reverse is true, right? We're angry when somebody like cuts us off in a four-way stop. But we have a lot of that at this intersection. And it's been kind of dicey as they've shifted University Boulevard over here, where they, ran a four-way here at Tabernacle Street, and then they ran a four-way at 600 South. My entire childhood was spent in like a 10-block radius right here. Literally, I grew up on 600 East, which is right here, and going up and down 700 University. Went to Dixie College. Dixie College became, Dixie State became Utah Tech, and so I've watched a lot of this take place. So there you go, Jesse. I want to talk about this today.
Okay, I'm ready.
Before we get off the air today, I want you to share, but we'll get to it. I want you to share the date and details of your Ultimate Home Selling Seminar that you're putting on forthcoming. At least give us the date, and we'll do the details later. What is the date?
The Thursday, the 16th, from 6 to 7:30, 6 to 8.
Yeah, we'll come back to the details. Thursday, the 16th of October, Jesse is hosting. I may be there as a support guy, but Jesse is really great at this. He'll be putting on the Ultimate Home Selling Seminar, helping sellers understand how to sell their homes for more money than the market average in a faster time frame than the market average. And this is probably the most important part, guys, with a lot less headache.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think this is fascinating. Jesse, I just spent 2 days at an event called the Rise Summit, RYSE Summit.
I bet that was so good.
And a guy by the name of Stephen Thomas came to town. And if people don't know who Stephen Thomas is an economist who is very, very smart. And what he is he's the coolest, nerdiest guy I've ever seen in my life.
The coolest, nerdiest guy?
Yeah, he couldn't be more nerdy and he couldn't be more cool.
I thought that was me.
You're similar. Okay. So Stephen's website is reportsonhousing.com. Reportsonhousing.com. And this guy, it's phenomenal. What can I say? He's been quoted, on all of the stations, Fortune, NBC News, Bloomberg, USA Today, okay, Wall Street Journal. Really, really great guy. Has been a real estate broker, has owned multiple real estate franchises. And here's what he said. First of all, he said, guys, I eat, sleep, and drink this. On my way to the airport this morning to come to St. George, I was listening to economics podcasts all the way to the, there. And I listened to them from the airport to here. He said, I eat, sleep, and drink this information. And one of the things that he talked about, right, when we look at, are people selling their homes and are they selling? One of the things he got into, Jesse, is how long it should take to sell a home. And he talked about, and this is something you're going to talk about on October 16th with our with our seminar guests. He talked about some of the misleading ways that realtors mislead their clients. And do you know what he told me? He said that one of the great mistakes that realtors make is they use average days on market.
Mm-hmm.
So they say this: you're a seller, you're thinking about selling your home. So if you're listening to the show and you've been thinking about selling your home, you might go to a realtor and you'll say, "Hey," he said there are two things I hate: price per square foot and days on market.
Yep. Because both of those are misleading.
Correct. Well, so Jesse,
if you just look at a report.
So if I come to you and I go, "Jesse, what are homes selling for, like per square foot?"
Well, man, it really just depends. Are we talking about Entrada? Are we talking about, over by the mall? Are we talking about Hurricane?
Oh, Hurricane.
We're talking about
Hurricane. Well, so what? Yeah. Okay. So what are homes going for in Hurricane?
So in Hurricane, are you talking about a 3,000 square foot home? Are you talking about a 1,500 square foot home? Because all of those are we talking about a
it's a 3,000 square foot home in Hurricane. So what are they going for per square foot?
Okay. So in a 3,000 square foot home, are you talking about out in Copper Rock? Are you talking about
he took the bait.
Springs?
Perfect.
So it varies.
Yes.
There is no price per square foot if you really care about getting the most money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's so strategic. It's so specific.
Yeah. This was number one. Number two, he said days on market. So Jesse, how long is it taking to sell homes?
Well, I'll tell you
what do realtors say?
Oh,
they go to the
on
MLS
average, about 65 days. I'll tell you this, it takes about 14 to 30 days after hitting the right price.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, virtually every single home that we've transacted over 2,000 deals in St. George, Utah, well, Southern Utah. Over 2,000 transactions. Buyers, sellers, families, people upsizing, downsizing, right-sizing, investors.
Asking what's the price per square foot is asking, well, how much does a car cost?
Correct.
What kind of car?
Correct. And on this days on market thing, I can tell you right now that, and this is one of the things that Stephen Thomas talked about. Again, reportsonhousing.com. He's got a great website. The challenge is that telling someone it takes 65 days to sell a home does two things. They first of all assume that's true, right? And then one of two things happens. If you're a realtor and you're listening right now, Heather, one of the gals that was at the conference yesterday, she lives out of state. She said, I listen to every single one of your Thursday shows. And then I go and take notes, and then I use it for my own content for my clients.
It works. It works. Hey, I actually listen to all your shows too, and I take it and use it for my clients as well.
Oh my gosh, this is hilarious.
So
if you're a realtor,
there you go.
You've set up a problem. If you're a seller, I want you to hear this. And if you're a realtor, I want you to hear this. Number one, you set the seller up for a disappointment. Because if you don't sell the home in 65 days, they're upset. That's number one. On the flip side, if you sell the home in 7 days because they listened to you, they took your pricing guidance, they took your staging guidance, right? Mm-hmm. And you came in and did a great job marketing the home. A lot of sellers are now frustrated and they'll say, well, that sold too quick. Maybe we underpriced it. Okay. Mm-hmm. So when we get into days on market and we get into prices per square foot, guys, those are not reliable data points if you're getting ready to sell your home. So this is just one of the things I want to share today.
I love that.
So I want to share something today. I want to talk about what we call the ultimate home selling. So the ultimate home selling checklist. So about 6 months ago, I sat down. Everything's done on ChatGPT, right, Jesse?
That's what they say, but no.
Mm-hmm. We use ChatGPT 7 days a week. I sat down, and it was over the course of several nights, late at night. I wrote every single thing that I had learned. The funny thing is my team has marginally even barely seen this document. I wrote every single thing that I knew that I had learned in 2,000 transactions about selling a home. Everything. As a matter of fact, speaking to ChatGPT, what I did is I voice memoed all of it into chat to document what I knew.
And then to help you organize it.
And I said, listen, I'm going to tell you, I think there were some segments where I spoke for 10 minutes at a time. 10 minutes, by the way, is probably 2,500 words.
It's a lot of information.
Maybe 3,000 words. Our shows are about 8,000 words. when you come out of here with 25 minutes. If you're a seller, I want to jump through the high points. And when we look at this, there are what we call 7 steps to selling a home for the most money. Now, when we're talking to people, we're like, hey, well, the only things you can control are price, condition, and the marketing we do. But there are 7 actual functional steps, okay? Selling a home. What we can't get into is the how. We can give you the what.
We've only got 25 minutes. We can't.
October 16th, Jesse.
Because it's more than just pictures and price. There is a process that is very detailed and it's very strategic.
And here's what I want to say: for the best result.
Yes,
Jesse.
That's true. You don't have to do that, but if you want the best result, you will slow down and you'll do the process.
Yeah.
You'll learn the process.
So the first thing I want to say is this: October 16th. Give them the generic details.
So it's 6 to 8 from the Chamber of Commerce in St. George, right there on 100 East.
Yep. It's a neutral location. It's a UN location. Not at our office, although our office is like the coolest place in town. But here's what we found. I like to pull the curtain back, like the Wizard of Oz. We choose a location like that because people tend to feel a little better about going to.
Yeah, because we want it to be neutral. We want it to be educational. We don't want it to be, or I don't want it to be pressure.
Yeah.
Like truly, if you want to come and learn what we do, how we get more money for sellers in less time with a less hassle, that is what we're going to be teaching.
Yeah.
And I can say that, especially about your track record, because in 1,100, 1,200 listings, your
we consistently
record
beat the market.
Is unbelievable. Well, you do more than beat the market. It's like, wow.
Yeah. I mean, look, everybody wants a better than average result. And so we call this document a comprehensive guide to getting more money in less time with less stress. And let me tell you 3 things as I set this up, because we're going to walk you through 7 steps today, Jesse. In next week's show, we're going to talk about exactly what kinds of homes, exactly what sold around Washington County in the month of September. No, we're not going to list every single transaction.
Some ideas.
We'll actually walk you through the transactions that our team personally handled. The actual transactions, the homes that buyers bought and sellers sold in the month of September. So you're not going to want to miss our show on the 2nd, on October 9th. 3 things I've learned, Jesse. Selling a home is stressful.
Very.
Number 2, all sellers are afraid they'll leave money on the table.
Yep. In fact, it's like when we go to sell a home, we get a how to or what to say guide. Every seller, I don't want to give my home away.
Yeah. There's a script book for home sellers.
Because every one of us, including you and I, have said that when we were selling.
I didn't want to give my home away either.
I don't want to give my home away, and we know you can't. But the emotional part of selling a home literally makes us lose our brain.
So this is perfect, Jesse. Selling a home is stressful. Number 2, all sellers are afraid they'll leave money on the table. Number 3, our emotional attachments to our homes can cloud our judgment and cost us money. I'm actually sharing this from our guide.
Yep.
And so I said, it's tongue-in-cheek. Wouldn't it be awesome if someone wrote an entire guide to help you avoid the plentiful pitfalls, speed bumps, and sand traps in the process from the trenches of real estate? Oh, I did. Every single thing I learned in 7 points. All right, you ready? Yep. Step number 1, Jesse. Read it to us.
So put your buyer hat on.
Yeah.
And I think this is the one where we really miss.
Yeah. And by the way, I want to point something out. We have 11 minutes.
Okay, 11 minutes.
And so Jesse refers to, when we represent buyers and sellers, most people who are selling a home who are going to buy one on the other have something called their evil what?
Their evil twin.
Yeah.
Like literally in a 5-minute conversation, a seller will fight back. I'm not going to give my home away. No way. And then the very next sentence, let's offer $100,000 low.
Yeah. We saw some houses. We like, if we can get a good deal on one of them, we'll go ahead and list ours.
It is the craziest thing ever. Yeah. Oh yeah. That home's way overpriced. I can't even believe can you believe they just priced that way? Yeah. Hey, Jesse, listen, I'm not going to give my home away. I need room to negotiate.
Yep.
And that can be in a 5-minute conversation.
Or it could be in a 2-minute conversation.
With the same person.
And by the way, if you open up your Zoom, because Jesse and I, you can actually see where I am on the screen. So
this one's very important. Put your buyer hat on. Yeah. If I were, and this is hard, right?
Yeah. And by the way, what I mean is, if you open it, you can see where I am, so you can, so you're not lost. This is important. Okay, I'm just letting him know what I've got going on here.
Yeah, because I'm just winging it.
Put on your buyer hat. Okay, and nearly every seller says, "I want the best price in the market," and then they start the home search for the replacement home, and they ask, "How low do you think we can offer?"
Yep.
This is step number 1. Guys, there are 4 questions in my guide that I have people ask themselves to put on their buyer hat. We'll get into those. Number 1, if you want a copy of the guide, I want you to visit us at gostgeorge.com, gostgeorge.com, or Google the Larkin Group. Message us and say, man, I'd love a copy of that Ultimate Home Selling Guide or the Home Selling Guide. All right. Number 2.
2, declutter, depersonalize, and deep clean.
Okay. Yeah. I tell a funny story. I almost called 911 in 2011. I was working with Fannie Mae, government-sponsored entity, to clean up and sell a lot of foreclosures, hundreds of homes. Yeah. I was involved in hundreds of transactions. Some were show ready. Some of them were like nice homes. You're like, man, I wonder how these people got into foreclosure, right? Others, well, they were terrifying. I showed up at this house. I've told this story on the air quite a few times, but I showed up to a house in Santa Clara, and it looked like the people had left at 3 a.m. Just like, looked like they had fled from the law. I walked into the garage because it was unlocked. They're gone. Like I go to leave a notice on the door. Clearly no one's there. I go in the side door, not the man door, but I go in the side door from the garage into the kitchen. And when I open the door, there's dried blood across the kitchen floor.
Uh-huh.
And you know when you get a chill, like you think someone's watching you, or walking alone at night, or it's a really gross feeling. And I ran out of the house and I called my assistant. I was in the backyard. And I remember my heart was beating. I said, Tamara, listen, this is crazy. I don't know what I saw. I don't know if something's wrong. I don't know if I thought I saw something.
Oh man, that's so good.
We talked, and I was ready to call the police. I said, let me walk in with you on the phone in case I need help. And I walked back in, I paid closer attention, and there was the freezer. And what had happened is a bunch of red meat had thawed and basically bled out onto the floor.
Yeah. Oh man.
And so it was gross and it stunk. Guys, here's the thing. Declutter, depersonalize, and deep clean. One thing you don't notice, Jesse, when you've been in your home for a long time, is like all the fingerprints on your light switches, or on a door frame,
or the dust on the door frame, or or on the baseboards. There's just so many things we just become numb to.
Yeah, we and here's the crazy part: people are selling assets that are worth $300,000, $500,000, $1 million, $5 million.
You know what else we missed?
And they don't see
all the projects we didn't finish.
Yeah.
Like in my house the other night, I was thinking about this. Man, if I go to sell this, I've got so much work to do to finish all these little projects that I started.
Yeah. Well, yes, Jesse. Amen. Right.
Man.
And one of the things I say here is investments of $500 or $1,000 could turn your home value by $5,000. Honestly, they could turn your value by $10,000.
Yeah.
Okay. At the seminar on October 16th, we'll walk them through the Tidy Triumph checklist, which is the checklist. We'll actually share the entire checklist that we give sellers. It's 36 items to help people tidy up their home. All right, Jesse.
This, you'll be ready. Yep.
Step number 3 from everything that we've learned about selling homes for a better than average result. Number 3.
High impact repairs and updates.
Yeah. So you can see what story I tell in here. It's a story about the nest. We called it the nest. I bought a home in 2018. I put $10,000 into it and I moved in. It's downtown by Town Square. I got ready to sell the home in 24. This is as a real estate professional. And by the way, interest rates were like 7.5%.
Yeah, it was a hard market.
Guys, they're 6.25 today.
It was such a hard
interest rates were 7.5% in June of 24.
Yep.
A few months before, I went back. You and I commiserated. I said, "What should I do?" So now I'm talking to Jesse. How do I get the best result? Because now I'm thinking like a seller.
Yeah.
5 minutes. Here's the punchline. I ultimately spent about $18,000 exactly, and I did some really specific things, including I tore out a white little picket fence out front that was kind of damaged.
Yeah.
And it caused the house to feel kind of closed in. Guys, I bought $75 in Costco solar lights that went in the yard. new countertops, 18 grand.
Yep.
Homes, similar age and size, selling for 450. I put it on the market. How many offers did we get, Jesse?
I don't remember, like 8. You had a lot.
8 offers, and 7 days later, I sold the home for $31,000 over the asking price.
Yep.
$31,000 over the asking price.
Mm-hmm.
This step 3, high impact repairs and updates. One of the things that we'll do with you, if and when you need to put your home on the market, is we're going to walk through what to spend money on and what to not.
Yeah, we're not.
Jesse, have we run into sellers who we got there too late and they already spent the money and we're like, oh, that probably wasn't like really good
for sure.
Time. Okay.
And you don't want to do stuff that you like. You want to do, especially if you're going to sell it, what is going to be the most attractive to buyers?
Yes.
It is such an important question.
Yeah.
To answer.
Step 4 is actually about a question we get asked.
Staging.
Staging that sells.
Staging
right?
that sells.
We get asked a question all the time. Should I stage my home? Well, the answer is we don't know. We haven't been to your home. Okay. But there's a story in here about some folks, Hank and Mary, that I helped them sell a home in Sand Hollow in Dixie Springs.
Yep.
And they had spent 6 months on the market with another agent. They were so frustrated, beside themselves. Is this even worth it? We just want to put a tenant back inside. But they didn't really want to put a tenant back. Sellers say that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we're just going to put a tenant in the home.
It's a defense mechanism.
Yeah. They don't really want to put a tenant in the home. Okay.
Yep.
So what we did is we actually brought in a staging crew. And it cost a few $1,000s.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to know the best part? Speaking of 60 days... They had money in their account, closed, never to think of that home ever again as long. By the way, they're in their 80s. Do you think they wanted to think about a rental?
No, they didn't.
Before the 60-day mark.
Boom.
Staging the
you know
cells.
what? I didn't used to believe in staging, but I do now. The last 2 years, I've really come to believe in it.
Yep. Jesse, we have 3 minutes.
Okay, so
this is so important.
Pricing to win versus pricing not to lose.
Yeah.
This is a big one.
And here's what we talk about. We answer some questions. Shouldn't we leave room to negotiate? What does it look like to chase the market? What does pricing to win look like? I walked through a scenario of Ron and Diane. It sounds like Jack and Diane. They had a $4.3 million home in Sand Hollow. And it's kind of funny. It's not funny. It was a painful in our final 2 minutes. It was a painful story. And we walked through how they actually cost, kind of in a very inadvertent way, probably cost themselves a lot of money in the way that the home was priced.
Yep.
And it took a lot longer than it needed to. Step 6, negotiations. We're going to walk you through on our October 16th Ultimate Home Selling Seminar how to negotiate and leave your emotions at the door. Mm-hmm. And steps.
Yeah, because the one who's emotional in a transaction loses.
You got it.
If you're the emotional one, you're in trouble.
Yeah. In the show Hamilton, the musical, he says, talk less, smile more. I think there's some of that. Yeah. Step 7, which is contract to close, your journey to the closing table. And we walk you through, guys, do's and don'ts for a smooth closing.
Yeah, that's good.
We help you anticipate. We walk you through 5 things to not panic about and what to anticipate as a seller that could happen. Okay, guys. We don't intend to be miracle workers, but we're really good at being guides. If you want to have a conversation or get a copy of the guide before the 16th, visit gostgeorge.com or Google the Larkin Group. Reach out to Jesse or I directly. Say, hey, I want a copy of the guide, or I want to come October 16th, 6 to 8 p.m., 6 to 7:30, something like that.
Yep.
St. George Chamber of Commerce. This will be our Ultimate Home Selling Seminar. And it's kind of fun, This is about... It's about helping people maximize value and really minimize stress. And there's a balance between the two, right? So Jeremy Larkin here, Jesse Paul, Larkin Group, Keller Williams Realty. Any other question you have, don't miss our October 9th show 7 days from now, where we will talk about what did people actually buy? What did people spend money on in September in the St. George real estate market? Over and out.
Thanks for having us.